Welcome back to Cowabunga Ranger Talk. Today we are going to be covering the Reignition Black Ranger and the Mastadon Zord. So let's do this. Finally able to find the Mastadon at the store at Walmart for its retail price, regular price, not the other price. So here it is. Pretty excited to get this guy open because at least it fills out the core of what the Megazord is going to be, you know. Also, because of this sort of running theme, I figure I'd do the Ranger and the Zord just because I think it's kind of cool to have the Ranger and the Zord together. So let's start off with the Ranger right here. Automorphin Zach, Black Ranger. See there. He's got the hole there. Zach combines his love of dance and martial arts to form his unique hip-hop Keto style of fighting. Through courage, he will often act as the voice of caution when a situation is unclear or dangerous. His signature weapon is the Power Axe. As a Power Ranger, Zach draws power from the Mastadon Zord, and there's a little bit more stats on him. You've seen the box if you've seen this. Looking to find these too. So let's go ahead and destroy this box once and for all. Because that's kind of what you gotta do with these. So for those of you wondering about the Mastodon's availability, these Zords have technically been out since July, but we are, as of this recording, in September, toward the end of September. And this is the first time I've seen the Mastodon on shelf, because I would have just bought all the Zords at once. But that being said, here it is, finally. I think it's being released as cases, so it's probably like a case of the pterodactyls and a case of the mastodons, and everything else was kind of, you know, released. Its initial launch. Legs are a little tight, but that's good, because with time, everything kind of loosens. If you've seen the other reviews I've done for the Reignition line, you get an idea of what this is, what the Ranger is, what the body is. It does a 360. There's a elbow cut there. Hands do the 360. See, the Zord got the little flip thing here. Get it to focus. That's his likeness. Sort of a cartoony look to him, but not the worst likeness I've seen of a Ranger, so it's okay. Oh, another thing worth noting, these were actually the Rangers, because I was able to find Tommy and I was able to find Tommy in store as well, and they're back down to the regular price of $10.86 at Walmart anyway. I think the exclusivity for the Rangers and the Zords, I think it's about to expire, so this leg's a little wonky. This one's fine, but that kind of sucks, but what are you gonna do? Sometimes you don't know these things until you actually get them out of the box. He does have his charm. I mean, for what he is, I think he's all right. well, not sure of the peg cut, and I might have said this in other videos, but there's enough wiggle room for you to more or less move the heads. It's a lot tighter when it's the, you know, the helmet compared to the regular head, but you could still get it to more or less pose right there. Got him his power axe. These don't combine, so don't even ask. So they're just sort of, oh, they're kind of heavy for the hand grip, which is, you know, it is what it is, I guess. One thing worth noting too that I just realized, the diamonds on the hands, there's a lot more there than there are in the boot cuts of the diamonds. So maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing. For those of you that, you know, nitpick, you know, you want to pick at it, that might be something, but I don't really mind it. It doesn't seem to bother me. It comes with the blade dagger thing. See right there. This is a little troublesome that he can't hold his axe without the weight of the axe tipping over. And the blaster, you've seen the Lightning Collection one, or any other, really, you've seen this. So there he is. Getting a little close-up shot there for if you're looking for the buckler. It's all one color. It should be gray, but they just left it black there. And that's pretty much what there is for him. Let me set him down there. And now this bad boy. So the box is just like the other ones. It's pretty thick for a box, and yeah, there's a lot of space there, but it is a big Zord, so I like that the head is gray, being a throwback to the original head that was gray on the 93 figure. And it's a glamour shot if you want to look at it or something. And the Mastadon comes with the Mega Power Sword. I might have said this before, but I'm going to say it again. This needs a better name. We already have everything called Zords. You can't have the sword be a Zord and the Mega Power. No. Enough with the Zord. The Zords should be the robots that combine. The weapons should be called, I don't know. I was watching some Transformers, so just the name that comes up to mind is Excalibur or whatever it is, the Eye of Thunder or whatever you call it. But this needs to be renamed. There's really no if everything is called Zord, you can't have the weapon also be Zord as compared to the talking animal cars that you drive and turn into a giant robot. That's too much Zording, in my opinion, but you know. I think it kind of confuses people too, whether it's legacy fans or new fans coming into it. Oh, this is the Zord of the Zord, or the sword of the Zord as the Zord. No, people are not going to know what you're talking. I mean, people will get it, but it's just easier. Like you call the Zord of the Megazord, I don't know, the Zordon's blade or something. I mean, your mentor is already called Zordon. The cars you drive that turn into robots are called Zords, and the sword that you're using is called the Mega Power Sword. It's like it's too much. It's like a burger on top of a pizza. But that being said, there it is. It's finally free, and he's finally here. Comes with this wrapping thing. I think this is what they use to wrap like newspapers. I forget what it's called, this material. Okay, so the sword is a little warpy, but at least I like that it's rubber, because in other Megazords they've done it and the hilt will break and snap, because this is such a, I mean, I've seen it done a lot as vac metal, so I like that this is a big piece of rubbery plastic you can like hit your villains with. So that's cool. Now you see it. If you wanted to squeeze something, you can probably put something in here. Like as far as packaging, if you wanted to throw in an extra thing, it'd be nice if they would have thrown in like effects for it, because I think this and the Tyrannosaurus are the two that don't have effects. The others have blasters and other things to them. So if you had little somethings you can connect there, because the Mastodon throws his like water blast effect, that'd be cool. All right, let's get this stuff out of the way. Clear the set, so to speak. Got them right there. This is the little paper he comes with. If you've had a Megazord before, you know exactly how to put this together just by default nature. But for those of you that are new to the brand, there's a shot of it. This isn't broken, by the way. This is just the pegs for it. That's the body of it. I like that this comes off, so if you have to like put it away somewhere, you can. I don't think the tusks can be taken out though, but let's put that there. I do like this head portrait. And he has the handle, and it feels sturdy enough that it's not gonna, you know, cave in on itself. So very nice job to Playmates for doing this right here. I like the head sculpt. Good stuff. So here it is. Here's the Mastodon Zord. You can see the fists there. There's no trying to hide these pieces, because I've seen in the Zap version, they have like little flaps to try to cover up this part. For what it is, I think it's there. For what it is, I think it's actually very good. Nice, fun size. For younger people, I think this is going to be pretty cool, because they can bash and hit. For older fans that are, you know, like myself, you're just going to probably build a Megazord, put it on a shelf, and call it a day. But it is very nice looking, so there's that. Let's see here. So there's the back feet have some articulation. The front don't do anything. You can't move the head other than, nah, you can't even really. That's pretty much all you can do, but let's see here. Let's pop this off. check out what his... Oh, I like that. That slots in the shoulder pad. You hear that? That's nice. Now the hands, you rotate them. There it is. That's what I was waiting to snap in. These are a little unsightly that the screw holes are there, but what are you gonna do? You flip in this, you pop that in, and now, as I rotate the camera a little bit, let's bring in the Megazord. He is a big boy, so he barely fits in the frame. But let's try anyways to get as much of him as possible in the frame. There he is. Let's see here. These have to go in here. Well, if it's nice. Oh yeah. Now we got some. There we go. I wish they would have figured out a way to make this head rotate. That would have made this thing look so much more imposing. Because as you can see, he's a big boy. But one thing to remember, snap on that back tail so he doesn't, move out so much. And yeah, buddy, looking good. He's looking good. Let's see here. He's literally bigger than my display, and I have a pretty wide display. But point being, let's put the power sword in his hand. Get him his shield. There it is. And there he is so far. I still gotta get the pterodactyl from somewhere. I have to find it, but this thing looks pretty awesome. You can see there. Yeah, there's no, let's see here. Yeah, these, I was thinking maybe the forearms can move a little, but nope. And there's no need to break my figure, so. He is still, hold on, let me move the camera a little. Okay, so now I have it handheld. See how far back I have to go to get him in frame? Right there. Pulling back all the way because he literally is so tall. He's so big. But he is fun. He's fun to do. And thanks for watching this episode of Cowabunga Ranger Talk, and we'll be back with more soon. As soon as I find the pterodactyl, yeah, I'll do a pterodactyl episode because I have the Pink Ranger already, and I do want to keep covering this line. I think it's fun, and I'll catch you guys next time with more episodes and more stuff. Bye. Before I forget, wanted to show, obviously in tank mode so far, still missing the pterodactyl, but these, they kind of go in, but they don't really want to go in all the way. I'm not gonna force it, so that's what it's looking like in tank mode. Pterodactyl's supposed to clip on here. the feet are supposed to be there. But that's basically what it's looking like. Still a very fun, showy type, toy. Now let's disassemble him a little bit. I don't know why, but it seems that mine has a very loose peg when it comes to the Triceratops. I don't know why it does that one, but if you know why, please leave it in the comments and we'll revise it later. But I want to sort of lay out all the Zords so far before I let y'all look. Right here. If Playmates does eventually do a collector line for Power Rangers, I hope some of the stuff that they've done, they just tweak it. Like getting these pieces to, like, I get what they're doing because they want it to be like for younger audiences, so you want to beat it up. But all this clicking and clacking and just to get the freaking Zord to pose, because it is big Zords, bigger Zords. There we go. There he is. Pull away the camera a little bit. What am I doing? There it is. There's the look I wanted. This, put that back in. Right there. And that's your money shot with all of the Zords. Thanks. And now the episode's over. Catch y'all next time. Bye.